a good chance that everyone here knows someone who's homeschooled, since homeschooling is growing in popularity. And according to Education News, the number of homeschoolers has grown 75% since 1999. Maybe you're the parents of children in school, or maybe you will be one day. But what kind of schooling should your child receive? You could send your child to a public school, or you could have them put in another form of schooling. Some studies suggest that public schooling is the best option for your child, though. I'll tell you why you should send your child to a public school instead of homeschooling them. There are several reasons why you should do this. First, let's talk about parenting. Homeschooling is becoming popular. While it may not be the best choice for your child, homeschooling is a growing trend, and while studies show that it may have its benefits, it also has its downsides. According to the NCES, or the National Education Center for Statistics, or Education Statistics, approximately 3% of school-aged children were homeschooled in the 2011-2012 school year. That's 3% of the school-aged population that may not be getting the most out of their education. There's a lack of competition with homeschooling. Studies show that many children learn best when they feel like they're competing with other students. Also, there's a lack of common ground between homeschooled children and their public school peers. Homeschool companions suggest that since homeschooled children miss out on experience their public school peers receive, such as prom or going on field trips, that they have a lack of common major experiences with kids that went to public schools. Let me tell you why you should send your kid to a public school instead of homeschooling them. First of all, schools have more student diversity. Unlike homeschools, public schools have many children. All these students have different backgrounds, beliefs, and views, which is more like how the working world would be for your child. Many of my sources agree that this is good for your child, since they'll help them prepare for their future in the working world. Public schools also tend to have activities and experiences they are unable to have while homeschooling. As mentioned by publicschoolreview.com, public schools have sports teams that children can participate in. According to MU Healthcare, children that play sports do better academically, have a lower chance of getting osteoporosis or breast cancer, have higher self-esteem, and tend to have less stress. While there are often sports events that like baseball and basketball that homeschool children participate in, those public schools offer a wider variety of things for their children, such as archery, billiard, or track. Schools usually have coaches that can help students learn to play these sports. They also have competitive teams that compete against other schools. Some of these teams go to events and compete in things like debates and interscholastic events. Facilities at public schools, such as lab rooms, gyms, and pools, allow students opportunities that would be hard for them to get without these facilities, such as not having the materials necessary for a science experiment in classes such as physics or chemistry, or not having a running track for cross country. Another problem could be getting electronics for your child, or getting programs like Microsoft Office for a homeschooling course that requires your child to have these things. Things like the electronics and chemistry materials I just mentioned can be very costly for you. And as mentioned by Grace Chin, public schools offer these things to you, so it could save you a lot of money. Another important thing for you to consider is the teacher. Schools have many trained teachers. These teachers have been trained to be very patient with your children, and as mentioned by publicschools.org, since this is a public school, you know that they have their certification required by the state. Also, School.net suggests that parents may lose their patience with their children and get angry. And this would not be good for your child's learning environment. And just like with the students, the teachers at these public schools have lots of different backgrounds, beliefs, and views. According to an informative site known as The Guardian, many parents have other jobs that they like to spend their time doing. So while they're homeschooling their children, they try to just get a video to make their child watch. This is usually not very good for your child's learning because it's not very engaging. Also, public schools can improve with your help. If you send your child to a public school, it could greatly benefit their future. It can also benefit the future of the students that attend that school. Since public schools get more money for the more students they have. If your child goes to a public school, that school will get more money, and that will benefit the education of your child and the students that already attended that school. And all you've got to do is enroll your child in a public school. Just go to the school and fill out a piece of paper. That's all you have to do to improve the future of your child and the future of America. Schools have been around for a long time. According to educationbug.org, public schools were started when the need for elementary and Latin schools was decreed in 1647 by the General Court of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. So public schools have been around for quite a while. They've come quite a ways. And while they may not be perfect, with your help, they can improve. And I still believe that public schooling is the best option for your children, and that you should send your child to public school. Maybe now you'll believe that too. So when you get ready to decide what kind of schooling to give your child, hopefully you'll remember this speech and choose public school, because, as quoted by Doug Ducey, a great economy requires great public schools.